The MG ZST Essence. With more style. More luxury. More safety tech with 360-degree camera at $33,690 drive away with all options included. The award-winning MG ZST Essence is the more you've been looking for.
Townsville's Hit 103.1.
Townsville Dental Centre. Emergency appointments 7 days a week. Call 1300 4MyT.
Hit News Briefing. The PM takes aim as Russia-Ukraine tensions increase further. Two states announced plans to ditch mask rules, and train commuters in New South Wales warned of further disruptions. Hi, it's Flake here with your national briefing. The PM spoken following escalating tensions between Russia and Ukraine. President Vladimir Putin's ordered his forces to head to two areas in eastern Ukraine as peacekeepers after saying Moscow would recognise their independence. Scott Morrison says it's not on.
Russia should step back. It should unconditionally withdraw back behind its own borders and stop threatening its neighbours.
The UN Security Council's meeting to discuss the latest developments. Those who catch the train in New South Wales could be facing a few more days of disruptions. The state government and the union have been in discussions after commuter services were shut down on Monday and have been running at a limited capacity today due to an ongoing dispute. The state's Transport Minister, David Elliott, says a Fair Work Commission application against the union's bid withdrawn by the government, but there's more delays expected.
Commuters should expect that same service in this afternoon's commute home and potentially tomorrow.
Big news from two states on masks this morning. Victoria will ditch them in most indoor settings from Saturday. However, they will still be needed on public transport, in hospitals and on planes, and hospitality and retail staff will need to keep wearing them. While Queensland's Premier Anastasia Palaszczuk says masks won't be needed at work, school, in hospitality or in shops from March 4.
Mr Speaker, smiles are back. We can put our masks away. They'll still be needed on public transport, airports, in hospitals, disability care, prisons and aged care.
There's been a little over 30 COVID-related deaths reported across the country so far today. A major boost for Australia's exploration of Antarctica. Around $800 million will be spent on further research into uncharted areas of the continent and monitoring the region.
We'll have underwater drones. We'll have unmanned aerial vehicles. We'll have a fleet of drones. We'll have eyes on Antarctica. We'll have mapping. We'll have sensors. We'll have cameras. And we will look literally at uncharted waters.
Environment Minister Susan Lather. And more of us are going without life-saving medication simply because it costs too much. Nearly a third of middle-income households without a concession card say they're finding it tough to afford drugs on the pharmaceutical benefits scheme. That includes common medicines to treat things like diabetes, asthma and ADHD.
If you spot low-hanging power lines or damage to the electricity network, call Ergon on 13 16 70 immediately so they can make it safe.
Aussie selector George Bailey says the panel's named a versatile and talented squad for the White Ball Tour of Pakistan. They'll be without a number of test stars when that series wraps up, with Pat Cummins, Dave Warner and Josh Hazlewood to instead play in the IPL. And Bailey's weighed in on the coaching situation and would be open to the role being shared.
Essentially what you're after is you're trying to find the very best person for the role, and you want to keep them in there as long as possible. So if that does mean that they don't do absolutely every tour, then that's fine.
To NRL, and the West Tigers will allow a group of 5 to share the captaincy in 2022. A leadership group's been named, which includes James Tarmow, Adam Dewey, Luke Brooks, Tyrone Peachey and Ken Mamalo. And in the AFL, North Melbourne's Aaron Hall's racing the clock to prove his fitness ahead of round 1. The defender suffered a hamstring injury in last week's intra-club match. Carlton is in a similar boat, with Coleman medal winner Harry McKay with foot soreness and a chance of missing the post against the Tigers.
Possible shower for Townsville this afternoon, heading to a max temp of 32, dropping to 25 degrees tonight. Mostly sunny conditions tomorrow, possible shower Thursday. And our listener app is the new home of local news. Download the app now to listen live or on demand.